Hey everybody, I'm Mark.
I'm Lily.
And welcome to another episode of Anime with Lily. Now, for this episode, it's going to be a little different from before. Instead of having Lily watch any anime, she's going to ask about it. And who better to ask than the otaku expert himself, me. Now, Lily.
Yes?
What questions do you have for me today on this?
Well, some of my questions pertain to the anime that I previewed in our last anime video.
Oh yeah, you guys remember that one, right?
Okay, a lot of balls. Yeah, so I have some of those, and I also just have general questions, so hope you're ready.
I'm probably not, but let's go for it.
Alright, so my first set of questions is about Clannad. And I actually watched it after our video because Mark made me. And I watched both Clannad and the after story of Clannad. And so, yeah, so I just have a couple questions about that. So, first of all, why that name, Clannad?
Well,
what does that mean?
Well, to be perfectly honest, does anybody really know? I mean, after watching the first couple episodes, do you even question why it's named that? You're just focused on the characters and their journeys and everything.
But yes, of course you still question it. The title is so important. Like,
and you know what?
What?
Because I had no idea what the heck that name meant, I clicked on it to find out. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised, and then I got depressed.
Okay, so my second question pertains to the, I guess, ending of After Story. What's with that ending? Like, as sad as the, second to last episode was, I think that makes a better ending. That's probably very controversial to say.
Well, in all honesty, I have two answers for that. The first being, who the heck wants it to end that way? Like, the mass majority likes the happy ending construct. So naturally, the studio wouldn't want it to just end with tragedy after having followed this character all throughout his life. So why not make it interesting and give him the happy ending he's always wanted? My second answer is more in regards to the game that the anime was based on. For those of you who don't know, Clannad is actually based on a game where when you help enough people, you know those little orbs that were floating around every now and then in the anime? Well, those orbs are a collection of happiness from different people that you've helped. And if you collect enough, you're granted like a wish or something along those lines. And so I feel like the studio was really trying to convey that element of the game and incorporate it into the anime. So yeah, that's what you saw in that last episode. He had collected enough throughout his life, so he was granted a wish, he made it, and things turned out better for him this time around.
Okay, well, you're no help. I do have one more question about Clannad.
Sure.
How dare you?
What do you mean?
How could you?
How could I what?
How could, just, why? Why would you do that to me? Okay.
That's all you had to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I recommend Clannad, so it was good. I may or may not have cried multiple times.
She did. It was great.
The rest of the questions in regards to the specific anime I still have not seen. I just know the intros, so the questions relate to that. So, how do you say this one?
Higurashi?
Yeah, that one. So that's the next one. So what is with the bike?
Well, to be perfectly honest, most of Higurashi's openings are pretty ambiguous and weird. It's mainly to mask what the show is really about, because the whole element to that show is surprise. You would never expect it to be about what it's actually about.
What's it actually about?
Well, It's a little complicated to explain, but long story short, murders took place in this remote village. It's a mystery to figure out what's up. Stuff about ghosts and possession, and lots of psycho moe girls killing a bunch of people.
I don't know what any of that means.
Y'all do, though.
My next question is, who's the wallflower girl that was just like creeping everywhere?
That one with blue hair?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a little more complicated because she is actually someone who can kind of reincarnate herself into all of these alternate realities in order to figure out the culprit behind these murders and put a stop to it. Sort of like time travel, in a sense.
Okay, the next anime is Dragon Ball. So my first and number one question about that is, what are the balls for?
Well, you see, in that timeline, the Dragon Balls are meant to grant a wish to any one person who can collect all 7 of them. A giant dragon pops up and is just like, hey, I got all the power. What you want?
Wait, let me get this straight. So this little muscular child is just chasing a bunch of balls.
Well, he had no interest in them to begin with. He had just inherited one, and he was fine. He was living the rest of his life and everything. And then he is confronted by someone who becomes a very close friend who was after the Dragon Balls. And because he had one, that's how he got pulled into that whole journey.
Next question about Dragon Ball, just why? Why is it a thing? I don't get it.
What do you mean, why is it a thing?
It doesn't, I don't understand it. I really don't get it.
What's not to get? It's essentially Superman in Japanese.
Okay. Next is Bleach. I guess first of all, do they ever get bleached so they can wash their clothes?
Well, let me just tell you first and foremost, where Bleach is concerned, I don't really understand why it's called that either. Most people in the anime community don't either. However, they can surmise, considering that it's about literal incarnations of death, or soul reapers, go around cleansing the souls of the departed who never quite made it to the afterlife. So, in a sense, I guess you could say that their souls purifications was the bleach for the title.
Okay. Okay, next is Fairy Tail.
Only one for Bleach?
I mean, I had the question why down, but I don't even want to know the answer for that.
She don't watch it.
Oh, no. Fairy Tail, who is the, like, cool guy who lives in destruction and is, like, shirtless?
It's funny you mention cool, because he's actually an ice mage. His name is Grey Fullbuster, and he's got a very interesting backstory.
And I guess my second question is are they in Neverland? Like, what are they doing?
They aren't in Neverland, but you could definitely say that the author of the series probably got some inspiration from there, because it's actually a land full of magic known as Fior. And basically there are mages and there are people who, can't conjure up magic. But yeah, essentially it's like Neverland, but not real.
Okay, well, based on this little Q&A with the specific anime, like I've already watched Clannad, and that's already like one of my favorite anime that I've seen. But based on the rest of the Q&A, I think the only one I would be interested in seeing is the one I can't pronounce.
Higurashi?
Yeah. All the others don't sound appealing to me, no offense.
You just offended like at least 90% of the anime community.
I'm sure they're great. They just don't interest me at this moment in time.
But they will.
Okay. So now I just have like general anime questions, so you can like relax a little bit.
Never relax.
What are your top 5 favorite anime?
See, no point in relaxing now. top 5?
It doesn't have to be in order. You can just list the top 5.
See, that's so rough because I have so many that I love.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Don't make it a life crisis.
it is a life crisis, okay? Okay, let's see. Number 1, gosh, honestly, it's a tie between Clannad and Full Metal.
Oh, I've seen Full Metal Brotherhood,
Yeah, Brotherhood.
so that was good.
It's mainly just because the story of Brotherhood is just so rich, and all the friends that they meet along the way, and how they're all just rooting for them to complete their journey. It's just so heartwarming to see that kind of thing, despite all of the darkness and corruption that's going on. Another point as to why I like the series so much. And Clannad because, well, you guys know, it's essentially life. Like real life. And I love that with an anime when they're able to do it right. So yeah, tie between those two.
Alright, that's 2.
Okay, and let's see. For the others, gosh, you're really making me think here. Like, there's so many. Okay, I would probably say another one would definitely be. This is too hard, Lily. I can't do this. There's just too many of them.
Come on.
No, I really
you got
can't.
3 more.
No, don't make me do this, please.
Like, I mean, there's like the little muscular child one. There's
I mean, yeah, but that one's like a rite of passage.
Oh, there's the one with the orange jumpsuit.
Another rite of passage. She's talking about Naruto.
And then there's like the one where they're trying to like find Bleach.
One of the former big 3 of shonen, and you call it that?
I'm just thinking of the ones you talk about a lot, so.
Oh my god.
Come on. Oh my gosh, you're really not gonna choose?
Look, how about this? How about I do it out of the ones that you've mentioned?
You know what? Let's just move on to the next question.
Okay, fine with me.
He'll put his real answer in the description.
I will not.
Why do you like anime so much?
Well, back when I was a young lad, I was first introduced to anime through a video game. Some of you guys might know it, Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2. It ultimately got me into the anime world, and afterwards I could never get out. It's just so nice to see like how many different realities there could be through animation. Different stories to tell. Like, there's just so much creativity, and it's always so satisfying to see. It's a lot better than some of the American cartoons that are out and about nowadays, let me tell you. There's always a good lesson to learn from him as well. Like Clannad, and even Bleach, and Higurashi. There's just something...
Bleach teaches you need to wash your clothes, so that's an important lesson.
Next anime she watches. gotta get that out of the way. But yeah, ultimately, I just love all of the things they can do with these stories.
Okay, so let's see if you can answer this question about anime.
Okay.
If you were stuck on an island for the rest of your life and you could only watch one anime forever, what would it be?
You know, I'm gonna have to go with One Piece. And you know why? Because there will always be a new episode coming out. Because I don't see that one ending anytime soon. So at least I'll always be entertained with new content. Okay. Who else agrees with me?
I mean, I don't know a thing about One Piece except for the guy with the round face, big mouth, and straw hat.
It's pirates.
But I just know it's like a long anime. Okay. Next question is, what is your least favorite anime and why?
I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this one, I can already tell. But one of my least favorite anime that afterwards I was just left with scratching my head was Neon Genesis Evangelion. And before you guys roast me in the comments, let me explain. It's not End of Evangelion that I hated. It was the end of the show itself. That show had so much promise. It dealt with the inner psyche of a main character. Granted, he was a total wimp the entire time, but I understood where he was coming from and where the studio was coming from with trying to make it more realistic. However, that last episode was nowhere near satisfying, And I know a bunch of you think so as well. Clearly there might have been some budget issues with the studio, but come on, you guys.
There's some things that are still unresolved here, guys. How do I get home? What do I eat? Was this all in my mind? What's an Ava? Is that sort of a Freudian thing, or, am I real?
Like, just come on. That killed any kind of credibility that show built up for me. Now, End of Evangelion definitely retrieved some of that credibility, but yeah, that one still hurts my spirit.
Okay. This wasn't on my original list, but I thought of another question.
Oh boy, she's thinking of other ones now.
So, okay. What is like an anime that like everyone has seen but you haven't and you're like embarrassed to admit? Or one that you couldn't get behind or something like that.
One that I couldn't get behind. Oh,
like maybe you started it but you couldn't finish it.
Honestly, and I'm definitely gonna get crap for this considering I watch a bunch of abridged versions of it, but Attack on Titan.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I know the story is like, you know, mind-blowingly original. However, if you really stop to think about it, the characters you've seen before in just about every single anime. You've got the main character whose family was murdered by the main villains. You've got a childhood friend who has the hots for him, but you know, there's all these random reasons as to why they or she can't confess or they can't be together. You've got the best friend, who's typically the brains and occasional comic relief. And you got the rival, you've got the guy who is really everybody's favorite. So, yeah, honestly, like, I love the concept, but as far as it goes in that regard, I just can't really get behind it. Like, I've started picking up the manga, and that, I'm liking what they're doing there. However, just the way it is in the anime, I just can't get behind it. Like, you know, if I get hate for that, so be it, but that's just me, okay? Like, I could change my mind at any point, but for right now, that's how it is for me.
Wow, I don't know much about Attack on Titan, but I know it's like really popular, so I'm shocked by that answer.
The manga does it better, I'm just gonna say that.
Well, my last question.
She has more.
It's just one more.
Alright.
My last question is, what is the saddest anime you've ever seen and why?
Sad as in it got an emotional response from me, or sad because it was just so incredibly terrible?
No, the emotional response.
Okay. Emotional response, I gotta go with Clannad.
Yeah, I agree.
That one killed my spirit until the end, which just left it very confused. So, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen that many anime, but Clannad, I can't imagine how you can get sadder than that. Like the second to last episode.
Yeah, it was rough.
Okay, well, thank you for answering my anime questions. I feel like I learned a lot and nothing at all. So, yeah.
Alright, well guys, this has been another episode of Anime with Lili. Next time, we might have her watch a couple other things, maybe some scenes from anime. You know, it all depends on you, so if you want to see something like that or something similar, be sure to put it in the comments.
Just don't make me watch Bleach. I have no desire.
Make her watch it. Okay, well, that's our video for today. Please feel free to put a like or give us some subscriptions, because like I always say, we can use more.
You can only give one if you're just using one account, so...
Or make multiple and give us all of the subscriptions.
Just give us a subscription if you haven't already.
Okay, fine. We'll go with that. But in any case, I'm Mark.
I'm Lili.
Until next time, you guys. Bye.
Bye.